Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Declan.
It's not my birthday.
Huh? Today?
And I'm not 22.
July 8th.
Yeah, no.
We're recording in advance.
That also says August 8th.
August 8th. Obviously, I can't tell the date. What do you mean?
My birthday's 2 months ago. And I'm not 22.
Oh, balls.
Not again.
Oh, again.
We did this last month.
They're just every month.
No wonder I said July.
When's your birthday?
June.
We didn't do it in June. Did it in May? Did it in July? Jeez.
I was busy in June.
Right.
The only day.
Let's just suck on some eating then.
I didn't get it yet. Hello and welcome to the Guzzlr podcast. My name's Alfie. Today we're talking about crime.
How did you get into it?
I just ripped it, mate. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Where's me
I can't
out?
get in.
Where's me out? I think I'm going. No, this one.
I can't get in.
I think I'll be stuck like this forever. Imagine if I was just stuck. Imagine if I was just stuck like this forever, and
That'd be fun.
it never went away.
What, David Beckham?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think mine's still here a little bit. I can hear it in the back of my throat.
Yeah, I can. You're a freak.
What if I just
You're
say-
gonna
It's
die.
gone. Yeah, it's gone now. Put them on to stay like forever. Get it proper in your lungs. Proper take it
Go
in.
on, get it in.
Proper.
Oh, that was a big old goal. That was. This is brilliant.
Welcome
there we
to
go.
it's gone. Welcome to Guzzlr.
Guzzlr podcast.
Today we are talking about law, crime and punishment. That sort of.
Still doing that
On
back
Deck's
of your throat.
birthday.
On Deck's birthday.
It's not my
You had a good birthday?
No.
Every time.
Stop.
Right.
Yes, mate.
We're not drinking anything today.
No. Sober Saturday.
Sober Saturday. There we go. On this Grand Wednesday. So I was going to quickly just say, today is a National Calendar Adjustment Day.
What?
I have no idea what that means. It's also VJ Day.
How often are leap years?
Every 4 years?
No.
How long then?
Interesting.
Every
Leap years
4.5
every 4 years,
That's what I said.
apart from
Right.
if it's a multiple of 100,
Oh yes.
unless it's also a multiple of 400. Fun fact. Carry on.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it's also VJ Day, which is victory in Japan, I believe. Victory from Japan.
That's a bit harsh.
I thought it was against Japan, that was why.
Yeah, no, I know. That just seems a bit harsh, doesn't it, to have a day?
Yeah, and then it's also, like last week, which was Cherry Popsicle Day, today is Blueberry Popsicle Day.
Oh, whoever comes up with this, just go home.
Also, as I mentioned last week, it's also Read No Book Month.
Mm.
Have you been reading a book this month, Declan?
Yeah.
What have you been reading?
How to spot white supremacy.
I'm reading a very similar book.
Hood? Like, what they're wearing?
Yeah.
No,
Burning Crosses.
I'm just saying, if he's got a white gown on and a pointy hat, he's probably a
Right.
white supremacist, isn't he?
probably.
Is that the book?
That's it, it's
No.
a picture
I
book.
could write it, if you want. The picture book. Is that it?
I think so.
What are you reading?
A lot of stuff,
Okay,
to be honest with you, mate.
name?
Carry on.
Oh, fine. And I'm reading Why I Don't Talk to White People About Race. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why I'm no longer talking to other about races
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Which is a very good book. It's very shocking, the things that happened.
yeah.
It's mad.
I'm reading a lot. I'm reading a lot of fiction, but I'm also reading Miseducation, which is about educating the working class.
Oh.
It's just angering me, to be honest. I have to read it for my course because I'm learning to be a teacher. But obviously, because I am working class, it's basically the whole book's about like telling people what it's like to be a working class student. But I was one, so I'm basically just reading about my time at school.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's a weird read, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Okay. So, the most prominent crimes in the UK go as follows.
Should we guess?
Yeah, should we guess them?
Sure.
Wait, this is what happens most.
Yeah.
How many
Right.
you got? 28.
9.
Petty theft?
Theft is 1.
Stabbing?
Knife.
Yeah.
Sexual assault?
Can you put that under violence? Yeah.
Alright. So wait, so what?
Theft?
Dead
Violence?
theft, yeah.
And what was the other one I said?
Vandalism?
No.
No.
Fraud.
Yes.
Fraud's a good one. That's a good one.
Antisocial behaviour, is that violence still?
It's violence.
Right. Burglaries.
Burglary is on there.
Is that not theft?
No,
No,
you've got to
two
break that
different
breaking, isn't it?
Like bank robbing?
Like, is it central
Oh,
driving?
robbery's on there.
Like central driving, like drink driving, or like. Something?
Vehicle, yeah, vehicle.
That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
You good at this?
Oh mate.
She's a criminal.
Yeah.
What are the other ones?
Right, so we've got violence, homicide, knife crime,
murder.
theft, burglary, vehicles, robbery, fraud, and computer misuse.
Ah.
Computer misuse.
Yeah,
What's that?
I would assume.
Like-
I don't know.
What are you doing with it?
People hacking the computers. Or
If I-
child
if
pornography
I-
or porn
If
or-
I walk into an old people's home, I don't know why on earth I've gone down this route. Why have I done this? I'm going to carry on. I see a little old lady.
Right.
I've got my laptop and I just bludgeon her to death.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is that computer misuse? Because
No,
it's not built for that. Yeah, but is it not both?
I don't know.
Do you not think?
It was just on the Office of National Statistics.
I just want to know if that comes under computer misuse.
I don't.
Because I've just killed her with it.
Not personally.
Do you not think homicide feels like
He didn't expect this many questions. Homicide?
I didn't do this
Wait.
much research.
a homicide? Do you not think it just feels like homicide means it doesn't? But I always imagine it to be more than one murder. Every time someone's
Not
homicide.
what it is.
No, but every time I hear the word, if you said a minute ago murder, I'd be like, oh,
'Cause
someone got
more
murdered.
than
When you
one,
say the word
it's
homicide,
genocide, isn't
yeah,
it?
every time I hear the word homicide, I'm like, oh, that's brutal. But if you said murder, I'm like, homicide seems a bit more scarier. You're
It's the official
thinking,
name.
you need to shut up there.
So out of all of them,
Yeah, mate.
what is the most prominent?
Is he going to surprise me?
I'll say fraud.
Fraud.
Did it surprise you?
3,710,000 cases of fraud last year in the UK.
Jesus.
Any guesses? I'll give you in the remit of 100 either side. How many homicides there were in the UK last year?
Ooh. So population in the UK?
Yeah. England. Only in England.
Just England?
I think so.
I don't know population of England.
Hmm.
Wait, is England 66 million?
I'd
Or is the
say-
UK 66 million?
UK
can't be
is-
that
UK
much.
66 million.
It can't be that much though.
Alright, so
I'm going to say 8,000.
I would honestly, I'd have said a lot less than that. I would have said about, I'd say like 1,000.
In America, 7,000 people died there.
What? Really?
in the UK,
That's not just murder though.
No, that's just
death.
670.
Maybe.
Because
670.
a lot of them don't go down as homicide.
Wait, this was a year?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
They go down as manslaughter.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and like a lot of the violent crime we have in the UK is.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask you if you killed someone, but I was going to do it really seriously. Yeah, go on. I don't know, it's just.
A lot of the violent crime we have in the UK is knife crime, and a lot of the people attacked with a knife survive.
Yeah.
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 It's really hard to stab someone to death.
It is really hard
Genuinely
to stab
really
someone to death.
difficult.
You tried, haven't you?
15 times I stabbed them. 15. 3 different
I've
knives.
still got the scars.
Yeah. So homicide is a lot less
Should use a
prominent in the
psych.
UK than people think.
That's
Right.
interesting. Yeah, because there's people in prison who've been stabbed like 44 times. And
Yeah,
died
yeah.
there,
That's
okay. Because it's just. But
That-
you can obviously you can stab someone once and they die. It's just,
Someone who used to work in the school where you all attended got stabbed in the face and they were scarred all across their own face. Yeah. You know who?
got an eye patch now. Pirate.
Yeah, he also lost a leg and now he's got a leg. And you know, guess what?
Pet parrot.
He's got a pet parrot.
Oh.
He moved down the coast, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's
Did
got,
he grow-
got a boat now. Yeah.
Did he grow a beard?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Right.
Drinks rum.
He's in a Jack there, wasn't it?
Collects gunpowder.
Jack.
There's a bird or something.
Yeah, Jack Dove.
Oh.
Anyway, we went off a bit there. I have found quite a lot about law.
Oh, this is going to be terrible.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. What does this mean?
Right, do better than
What does that mean? Oh, I remember now.
do better than last week.
I wrote the word DP and I was like, what on earth does DP mean? How many?
Dual points.
This could mean something.
I'll show you what it
else.
means so I remember. In how many countries in the world do you think the death penalty is still a thing?
Ooh. Oh.
How many countries are there in the world?
We'll say 204.
How many states is it?
I don't think it's 204. That's why I said we'll
let's
say
say
204.
50.
How many countries in the world? 197.
197, right?
Let's say 40.
Yeah, I think 35.
58.
58.
Wow.
I'm not good at this.
When was the last hanging in the UK?
1958.
This was in one of my quizzes that we did. I don't know.
1964.
Oh,
Which
so
is
close.
really shocking.
Yeah, I remember
because
now.
That's really late. Like, I think
Doctor Who was on TV.
Yeah,
at that point
64
already.
was.
And he was innocent.
Was he?
And about 20 years later, he was innocent.
That's mad. Isn't it? At this point, like, I think the Jungle Book had just come out in '64. I think. Yeah.
Spider-Man
Doctor Who,
already existed.
Yeah. Like, always
Like Marvel Comics was
big
a thing.
things. Yeah. My parents. Well, one of my parents was born in '64.
Someone's still got hung.
Yeah,
That's
Mum
crazy.
would have been born like 6 years.
It's not hung, is it? That's another thing. Fun fact.
Is it hanged?
It's hanged.
That's
You
weird,
can't be
isn't
hung. You be hanged.
it? Really?
Yeah.
Hanged by the neck until dead.
I think if you're hung, you're someone else.
Oh. When was it abolished in the UK?
Shortly after.
63. 1997.
1992.
1969.
Was it?
Yeah. However,
Jesus.
Great
it was
summer.
legal. Yeah. It was legal for treason until 2003.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah,
even worse.
I remember that.
Is it treason or high treason? Treason is against the state. High treason is against the Queen.
I
So
thought- I
if
think
you
it
try
was-
to kill
I think
the Queen,
high would make more sense.
I think
to
it
be
was
fair.
high.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone,
Can
no
you
one was
still-
done for it.
Can you still get hanged for high treason?
No,
No,
so
no,
it went 2003. Yeah, that's the last time.
Oh.
Do you think death penalty is a good idea? Bad idea?
In an ideal world where we can guarantee guilt,
We kill everyone.
With soap
yes.
Whether they're innocent or not.
However, we can't 100% guarantee guilt. Take the example of the last man to be hanged in the UK was innocent.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, when you have people who can't be rehabilitated, people who commit mass murder, paedophiles, sexual offenders or serial sexual offenders, psychopaths, sociopaths, that they can't be rehabilitated. You can't put them in prison. Well, you can, but it's just a waste of money because they're never going to be rehabilitated.
Yeah.
So,
I think our prison system is very flawed though, because
okay,
like,
that
have you
was
seen
my
the film
next point.
7? Have you seen the film 7?
Is that with the 7
I mean,
living
yeah,
sins?
so
But I know everything that happens.
So,
I
like,
haven't seen the film.
He says that when he's in the police car, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna tell them I'm insane. They won't put me in prison then. They take me to hospital. I'll get away with it."
It's not though.
What?
It's very, very difficult to get through on insanity.
Oh, isn't it?
And often,
It is now.
if you bring up insanity yourself,
What was it like? It's like
You'll never
97
ever
or
get
whatever.
you won't get insanity.
Oh, really?
If you're
Someone has
sane
to
enough,
plead it for you.
yeah. If you're sane enough to plead insanity, you won't get put away for insanity. It's really difficult to do. But in the films, they like to use it because like it's a good narrative thing.
So, do you know we haven't quite decided why we use custodial sentencing yet? For those that don't know, custodial sentencing is just being put in prison.
Thank you.
I didn't know. So we haven't decided why we use prisons yet. Do you know the 4 reasons they think?
Like in general, like sure, there's different arguments of why we use prisons.
Yes.
Wait, are you talking about like rehabilitation?
Yeah. So rehabilitation is one.
Punishment, I guess.
Punishment. Punishment is called retribution.
Retribution.
I assumed it's just to take people out of society.
Incapacitation.
There's another one, yeah.
And there's one more.
Like protection.
No.
Yeah, you could be protected from himself and stuff. It's not, but that's a good.
But because I thought like if there's a murderer, people would be after him and it would cause more violence. So if you put him away, that's like.
No.
What's the other one?
Deterrence.
All right, yeah.
Prevent people doing crime in the first place. So we haven't quite decided out of them 4 why we use the prison system.
But again,
which is why we
Yeah.
put people in prison for things that they probably shouldn't be locked away for. Like fraud is a non-violent crime, so you only need to punish them, right? Does that punishment warrant them being taken out of society?
I would know. I don't think so.
That's the thing, isn't it? So like death penalty, I think if we think that people should be in prison as a punishment for what they've done, then
death penalty is not a punishment. Then.
I don't think death penalty makes sense.
No.
They should be put in prison. Prisons shouldn't be a good time. They should be a bad time or whatever, right? If prisons are for rehabilitation purposes, then death penalty makes sense because, like you say, you're not really going to rehabilitate those people, but you could rehabilitate other people. So, like, that's why I think it's such a difficult conversation to have because, like you say, we haven't decided. Countries don't even agree at all.
No.
So, like,
58 of them.
Sweden and Denmark and all that sort of places like that very much believe in rehabilitation.
And they have incredibly low recidivism rates.
Yeah.
Recidivism is reoffence.
Yeah.
So they put a lot of money into rehabilitation and they have incredibly low reoffence rates. Like insanely low. Here, do you know what the reoffence rate was in like 2014?
I think it's high.
Yeah.
69%.
Oh wow.
So a lot of time
69% of all people that come out of prison go back in within the first year.
We put people in prison here for, like you say, stuff that doesn't really make sense, but then they become very dependent on prison.
Yeah.
Because it's safe, they get food, they have friends there.
Because
and then when they leave, they don't even want to commit a crime, like they don't care, but they commit a crime to go back. That happens quite a lot.
Like some people will have like, I don't know, 20 years inside. Like if you went in the year 2000 and came out in the year 2020, look how much the world's changed. And they come out and they go, this isn't the world that I knew. And it's this like existential crisis. They can't believe that this is like, so they want to go back in because that's their safe haven in there.
You've seen Shawshank?
Yep.
You know the old man?
Yeah.
Who kills himself? Just because like he's been in prison his whole life. There's nothing outside for him. There's nothing there. He was quite high up in prison. He was very respected. He, like everyone liked him. And then all of a sudden he's on the outside. What's he gonna do?
That's a good point.
So, ideal world. What are we using prisons for? In your opinion, what would you say prisons are for?
I think the evidence points towards rehabilitation.
Right.
Just because of what you said.
Yeah.
I think it's to take people out of society, which is why people who commit fraud go to prison and stuff like that. It's just to take them out of society.
Right, but why do you need to take?
Oh no, but your question was, what are we using it for?
Right.
So I don't think.
In an ideal world.
In an ideal world, yeah, rehabilitation. Then,
okay. So would you put non-violent offenders in prison?
Yes. For rehabilitation.
Depends what.
Right, so I'm classing violent offenders as people who, like GBH.
Do you mean like people go to prison for like
sexual offences?
Possession of marijuana sometimes and stuff
right.
like that?
So if that's non-violent, would you put them in prison or would you put them on house arrest?
I don't think that should go to prison at all.
No, I think.
But then I don't think marijuana should be legal. So like.
Alright, so Class A, they get caught with cocaine.
Then they should be rehabilitated. I'll put. If you're using prison for rehabilitation, then yeah, they probably should be. But because when you rehabilitate them, you could like make sure they come off of drugs and they wouldn't need to like use it, things like that.
So could you then separate prison from a rehabilitation centre?
In an ideal world,
so
you'd have two different things.
Have to attend a mandatory rehabilitation centre.
Well,
but they can go home.
Yeah.
But then their behaviour and activity is tracked.
I don't think the idea
like
of going home is a good thing.
No.
Because when you're in your own home, you can do what you want.
True, but they are monitored by parole officers.
Yeah, but like, what are they monitoring? Like, if you
they're there.
Yeah, but like, you can just take cocaine in your own home.
Yeah, you could.
Exactly. So,
but like, they'll not monitor who goes to the house, I guess.
Yeah, but if you've already got it in your own.
They check your own, right?
Yeah, but like, I don't know how, mate. You could hide it somewhere.
It's like weekly checkups.
Well, if you've got no drugs in your home,
yeah,
they know no one's come to your house and you can't leave your house.
True.
I don't know where you got the drugs.
Well,
I think, genuinely, my whole opinion on the whole thing is it's very, very, very difficult in general to know what to do with anyone and what's effective and what's not effective.
Yeah.
And like, it's like all social science where studies never match up.
No.
We don't really know what's effective.
So the big one that they started using was behaviour change models of conditioning. So they have like fake money in prisons, and when a prisoner does something good, they get given money or fake money so they can buy things for themselves in prison, in the hope that when they leave they will do good things, go and get a job to get money and be a valuable member of society. just like they're a valuable member of the prison system, right? But the reason it doesn't work is because prisoners, especially smart prisoners, fake good behaviour.
Yeah, to get
What they need, get out, and then reoffend.
Yeah. Well, in terms of rehabilitation centres, a lot of especially in America, there's paedophile places where paedophiles go, and
it's like Paedophile Anonymous, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's they rehabilitate them and stuff like that because obviously being a paedophile is sort of it's a mental illness. It's not really particularly a choice.
So how much of the world's prison population, so all of the people in prisons in the world, how much does America own?
I'd say about 90%.
1/5. 1/5 of every prisoner in the world is in an American prison.
That's still really high.
That's incredible. It's 22%.
Wow, that's really high.
And
mad, isn't it?
of that 22%, how many of them are a black minority?
A lot.
About 80%, I'd say.
75. 75%.
But so the American system is like all of America, money based.
It's incredibly flawed.
Because they need to get numbers in.
Private.
Yeah, how much does it cost to keep someone in prison in the UK a day?
A day?
Yeah.
It's like $3,000 or something.
For one prisoner a day. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know, that's quite a lot.
That's a lot, isn't it?
600 quid.
60 quid?
118.
That's quite a lot still, though. Per day.
And how many prisoners?
Prisoner. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't spend £118 a day on yourself.
No.
And they supposedly haven't got much in prison. They're getting a meal.
Yeah, but you've got to think there.
Also, you got staff and maintenance and all that sort of stuff. But
£118 a lot.
Still, it's quite a lot of money.
Therapy.
How many prisoners are in the UK? Not prisoners, prisons.
Prisons.
80.
117.
Oh.
And then there's 6 Class A prisons. Is it called Class A?
Yeah. One of them is.
One of them's near us. I swear there's 6 or 7. There's not masses. I think it's 6.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong though.
Yeah, one of
them's near us.
Yeah. So, how many people do you think are on death row as of the end of 2019?
In America?
In the world.
Oh.
In the world?
Oh no, wait. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
I'd say America probably.
Yeah.
Do they call it death row in other places?
Yes, Japan they call it death row as well.
Do they? Surely I'm thinking of the Middle East and stuff. Surely they just kill them.
Yeah, they go from courthouse to slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
Dark, innit? 300.
3,000.
26,604 are on death row.
But some people are on death row for years.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually,
years.
This is the worst bit. That was the end of 2019. That was a 38% increase from the year before, which is a giant number.
Yeah,
38%.
That's a massive leap. In Japan, they have a brutal way of doing it. Do you know how the Japanese do it?
Samurai sword.
When you get sentenced to death in Japan, you die within 60 days of that sentence.
Oh, I've heard this.
But you are never told the day you are going to die. Right? So you could wake up one day, they walk into the room and that's it. Right? Or you could be woken up in the middle of the night, taken, injection.
Nah, that's horrible actually, to be fair.
Yeah, I bet their mental health's horrible.
They know that it's within the 60 days, but it could be courthouse or slaughterhouse, but it might go the whole 60 days.
Blimey.
What do you think the best method is?
Oh, lethal injection.
Do you think?
Yeah, go to sleep. But
what would you want though?
Lethal injection.
I wouldn't.
I don't like injections.
Or would you want firearm squad?
I'd want firearm squad.
Why?
100%. Bullet to the head.
Instead of leaving.
You don't know when they're going to shoot.
Lethal injection, you're asleep while you're dying because it takes about an hour.
But I don't like the idea.
It doesn't always kill you though. Some people survive it.
Yeah, they do. So they just put more in.
Bullet to the head. Done.
I don't like the idea that you're laying there.
They don't. There's loads of them, aren't there?
I don't like that you're laying there and you know that you're lethal injection that you're about to just.
Yeah, but
that's
they
what I mean.
put you to sleep first. Yeah, but you know if you're a firing squad, you're looking at a load of people in the face.
They say stand against the wall. You face the other way. You don't know when they're going to do it, and then you're dead. You're just dead like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather be hanged than lethal injection.
Oh.
No.
Hanged's instant as well.
Yeah, but not always.
Yeah, 'cause it breaks your neck.
It breaks your neck.
Sometimes people like to survive it though.
Did you
Yeah,
hear?
if it's done properly.
You know the.
But we don't know how to do it properly unless that's why people do it wrong.
We know how to do it properly.
Well, people do it wrong.
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
like
the
1600s, mate.
Yeah.
On a bit of a dark note, you know when they hanged Saddam Hussein,
time. Yeah.
they hanged also about 3 of his generals or something like that. And on one of them, they left too much slack in the rope.
Right.
So when he dropped,
His head came
it
off.
just ripped his
No,
head
I
off.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
That's the other problem. If you go the other way, it just rips
Yeah.
your head off.
That's the point.
Guillotine?
Well, isn't
The
it not?
French learned.
Was it Anne Boleyn? Who was beheaded, but he missed. He was drunk, wasn't he? And he missed her neck and then her shoulders, and it took like 6 or 7 hacks of the axe to cut her head off.
Oh.
Which is.
I'd rather the injection
It's
than
horrible.
that.
And isn't it? is it not right that you sometimes when you've been beheaded, you're still sometimes aware for like 2 seconds or 3 seconds
Apparently,
after?
I think your eyes still work or something, but I think you're dead.
That's mad, though, isn't it? Imagine like, God, my body's over there.
I think you can like. see
Ah,
it
just
up.
screaming.
Shady.
So how many executions? Bear in mind, I just said a minute ago, like there's 26,604 people on death row last year. How many executions were there last year?
100.
1,000.
657.
It's
And
not good, is it?
that was the lowest since 1977.
Just right.
Which is a
why
high
can't
number.
they just do a culling and just get rid of them all and like factory reset?
Because a lot of people would be out of jobs.
Would they?
Yeah, because if you just kill them, if you kill all 26,000, at the end of the day they go, oh, what will we do tomorrow? Don't know, man. We've got no prisoners left. That's you done. Got to look after the jobs, mate.
Like, have you seen like in America when someone's going for their execution, everyone bangs on the doors.
Yeah.
That must be the most harrowing sound. Just obviously not that, but
Have you seen the film Just Mercy?
No.
no, but it looks really good. It's Michael B. Jordan in it.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So, what's the longest prison sentence to ever be given to one person?
999 years.
Like 15 life sentences.
14,078 years.
What did they do?
He killed someone.
Who?
Well, I don't know his name.
Was it just a normal murder?
It's just a murder.
Why do you
It
get
was-
14,000?
I have no idea.
That
It's
was
in
just-
Thailand.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
He's gonna be immortal now. He's
One of
Yeah.
the serial killers in the UK killed like 30 people, and when they like got to court, showed them all the evidence, they worked out how many people he'd killed. So the judge gave him a life sentence for every soul that he'd killed.
Yeah.
Just kill him.
All the consecutive life sentences I find really weird, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, when you give
14
them
life
life,
sentences.
surely that just means.
Do they die?
Surely it should mean as long as they live.
No, because there's
25
two
years,
different
isn't
types
it?
in there.
I get that, but like, surely it should. Surely you
Oh,
should
yeah,
just be
yeah.
like, you have a life sentence.
Yeah.
So like, that guy's obviously not going to live for 14,000 years. But if he did, his life sentence should cover that, right?
Yeah.
If he lives for 15,000 now, they shouldn't be like.
Fair
Fair
enough,
enough, mate.
leaving
Yeah.
his body in the cell.
But isn't a life sentence in the UK is 25 years, isn't it?
Yes. But a
That's
whole life
bad, isn't it?
sentence is you live in prison till you die. So there's two different types. There's a
I mean,
life
imagine
sentence and a
that.
whole life sentence.
You only have one life. Imagine just like being like 21 and then going to like prison for your entire life. I think.
Just sitting
Don't
in
kill
a
someone, mate.
4x8
Yeah.
square for the
Yeah.
rest of your remaining.
So do you think prisons should be nice? Like they should have like TV.
No.
They should have a
think-
community. They should be able to play games. They should.
No, I think it should be
depends.
punishment. I know I said a minute ago it should be rehabilitation, but I think it should be a punishment. If you took someone's life, I think you should be punished.
It
for
should
that.
be. It should be a punishment. You're right.
Forever though. For the whole sentence.
It depends what you're locking them up for. Like violent offenders, if they're non-murdery, if they're
Non-murdery?
Yeah.
What if you go to prison for assault?
Yeah. So there,
Mm.
make it nice because you want to rehabilitate them. They can,
Mm.
But people like murderers, they should be in a shithole, and they should slowly work their way up to being rehabilitated because you keep them out of society.
Yeah, you punish
You
them.
This is what I'm
Punish
saying.
them.
So they shouldn't be in. You don't think it should be in a terrible, terrible, horrible place for the full 25 years?
No.
Right.
It doesn't solve anything, does it?
That's what I think.
builds
That's just.
anger,
I think
yeah.
that's just punishment for the sake of punishment.
Either you do it that way, but if you're gonna leave them in a horrible, horrible place, you leave them in there for the rest of their remaining life. Because if not, they'll come out in 25 years and they'll just do it again because they've learnt nothing in prison other than their life is meaningless and they've been given bread and beans for the past 25 years straight.
Sure.
They'll probably go and eat a person.
Right,
It's a hard one though. It's hard to know what works, what doesn't work.
There was a story of a man who was sentenced to life and then he died and came back to life because like his heart stopped beating.
Oh yeah, and he got out.
Yeah, because he said, "This is my life," and I died, and they let him. They're like,
Not true though, is it?
No.
Could you kill yourself, like, and bring yourself back? There's got to be a way to stop your
Could
heart.
I kill myself and then bring myself back?
As in, there's got to be a way to stop your heart briefly.
Surely
Surely they've got to make a rule about that. Is
hold
what
your
I'm
breath
saying.
for really long.
Like, surely they've got to do something about that. Everyone just get away like this guy
It
did.
should be like until you've been dead for like 5 years. That's, do you know what I mean? Something like that.
He pops out the ground.
Yeah. I'm here. Yeah.
Let me out.
You got any other points, Declan?
No, I haven't.
Have you got any points?
Prison.
Yes.
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bad. I was going to say as well that it's just slightly off, but it's to do with law, maybe. What is your thoughts on Americans owning guns?
Shouldn't have them.
Dumbest decision.
They shouldn't have. There's a good middle ground, but they're still not happy with it. It's just take away like automatic weapons and like rifles and stuff like that. If they want to have, I still don't think anyone. I don't think anyone needs a gun.
No.
Like, I know in this country, if you've got a proper license and you hunt or like you're just a farmer or something like that in general and you just shoot some stuff, well, that's fine. But people need to be properly vetted and looked at and stuff.
Like
and
Sweden.
no one needs an automatic weapon. No one.
No one needs no.
I'm not even sure the army do. To be honest with you, I hate the army, but
I don't think they always use semi-automatics.
no one needs that. If you want just like a handgun or something, where you got to reload, you can fire like 6 bullets, whatever. That's
it.
whatever.
But why? But they, sorry, but I'm saying they don't need that, do they?
But I'm saying they say protection or whatever. That can come under protection, whatever. Fine. Automatic doesn't.
I think the arguments they give for the reason why they need guns is stupid. Like, we need it for protection. What if someone breaks in? Don't break into each other's house. The rest of the world manages to get.
They don't have a gun.
Fine. Yeah.
You meant the person breaking into your house now has a gun as well.
Yeah.
If someone breaks into my house, at least I know they don't have a gun.
Yeah.
Because the argument was about like that they should give teachers guns, like when they do school shootings.
Mm.
Like, but now my teacher's got a gun.
He's got 2 armed people running around trying to kill each other. Yeah. No one should be able to do a school shooting, basically, or any sort of shooting at all.
The other idea is you take live ammunition away, so you can only ever buy rubber bullets, which can still do a lot of damage, but vastly less.
Well, what would you want that for, though?
My argument is I'm doing just fine.
So instead of if someone breaks into your house, instead of shooting them and killing them, you just shoot them for incapacitation.
What if throw an apple at them?
So no one breaks into your house, Lee.
He's sitting there going, "Get away!"
He got stabbed. He got stabbed 50 times, but
he threw an apple at him.
The guy's got a bump on his head.
He got a brave end right to the skull.
I'm doing just fine without a gun.
It's Granny Smith just everywhere, mate.
I don't know why.
And I hate it when they go, "Oh, it's part of my Second Amendment right."
Yeah.
But the idea of an amendment.
It's literally called an amendment.
Exactly.
Amend it.
Yeah. The same thing as that women couldn't vote, and then they could then.
And they often say like, yeah, but you've got cars, and you could just like you could mow people down and stuff. But a car is another function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, a car is something else.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it can be used as a weapon, but a gun is like just a weapon.
It's just used to kill people.
Or they'll be like, you have knives, you can stab. You can't do a mass school stabbing.
No.
Like you could stab a few. Obviously, that guy recently
stabbed
those people in the park, and he killed quite a few. But if he had a gun, if he had an automatic weapon,
and also
he could have just mown people down.
Yeah, you can be the other side of the park and shoot someone across the park with a knife. You've got to be like
you have to be next to them.
So in Sweden, they have a very, very strict vetting process. Guns are legal after 21. Might be 18.
I honestly don't know.
But you have to go through 6 months of intensive vetting. So you have to be seen to by a doctor and a psychologist. I think probably 2. Then you have to go through lessons to learn how to use the gun, theory tests, and then at the end, they let you have it. But then there was the case a couple of years ago with a guy on the island. Do you remember that?
No.
Yes.
Killed
I was
30
around.
people.
Yeah, I was around yours at the time. I remember this. He just arrived at that island and he just.
It was like an island in the middle of a lake.
Yeah.
And there was loads of people.
Yeah.
It was like a campsite or something. And he just went round shooting everyone. He killed about 30 people.
Jesus.
Was it 30? It might have been 60.
I remember this. I was around yours.
And after that, Sweden went, no more automatic weapons. Never again. He literally boated to this island with a vest with like extra magazines on, finished a round, put another one in, started shooting again.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So they just went, no more automatic weapons. No. Same with Australia.
Yeah.
In Australia, there was one school shooting.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
How can it keep?
No more.
It's because the NRA. You know the NRA?
Yeah.
It's Rifle Association, whatever. Like, there's so much money. Again, it's always money.
Yeah.
It's always money.
I might have said this in another podcast actually. It's to do just America and guns and all that. To be fair, so the biggest buyer or second biggest buyer of dynamite in the world
You said this
is Disney, because like their films, their theme
Yeah.
parks, like fireworks every single day across like 9 parks or etc. etc. But the only one bigger than them is like the US Army, and it's almost double what Disney have. That's just crazy.
Do you know how much the US spends on defence?
It's like $1 trillion.
Yeah.
$26 trillion.
I don't know.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And then there's like the education system's like this much, and then like armies like that much.
And it's something like 30 times what the next 20 countries spend on defence combined, and all of them are allies. Or like 19 are allies and Russia sits second, or China.
China's catching up, isn't it? I think it's getting close.
And it made me laugh about North Korea when it all kicked off, because North Korea's like, oh, we've got nuclear weapons now, and America went, stop it, and they went, no, you've got them, why can't we? You've bullied us for the past 120 years, blow me,
Don't blow me up, blow me up. Yeah.
When you said about psychologists as well in Sweden, but fine, but I think that's a bad idea. Imagine like if you really need help, you need to go to see a doctor or you need a psychologist, and you ring up, and I'd like an appointment. I can't have any appointments, mate. And it turns out just because they're just checking if people have guns or not.
Yeah, but there's psychologists that do that specifically and ones that don't.
That's just a bit annoying, isn't it?
But like,
annoying.
They'd be paid by the state.
You'd rather that though, wouldn't you?
I'd
rather
have
be
guns.
checked. Yeah, I get that.
I'd rather they just not exist at all. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
see the
same.
point.
We should just put guns in with all the nuclear stuff in a big hole in the ground, you know.
Right,
let
that's
nuclear
another
do its
thing.
work.
Do you believe we should have Trident?
No.
No. What horseshit? When
I don't even get the point.
No, I hate it when people go to deterrent. No, it's not, because everyone's got nukes now.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
If we have nukes and no one else does, deterrent, right? We've got something that they don't want to happen to them.
Yeah.
When everyone's got it, it's just war.
Yeah.
And say if Russia kicked off, right, and we were like, right, we're going to nuke you, we'd fire a missile, they'd just fire theirs. So we'd hit them, but we'd still all die. What's the point?
I mean, the whole
and everyone's like, yeah, but if we get rid of ours, we're defenceless. Alright, global treaty. Everyone gets rid of them at the same
Wouldn't
time.
they, would they?
I mean,
but I agree with you. I just
anyway,
don't think it matters.
When a nuclear weapon goes,
if someone decides they want to kill us, we're dead.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
What's the point?
The only argument is whether you want to take them out in a blaze of glory as you go out.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
I know. Yeah, no one's gonna remember that.
I don't
we're
care.
dead. Exactly.
So
at this
it doesn't
point,
matter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a glorified firework show in the end. Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. If you believe in Trident, get out.
Look at all these, man.
You're a mess. I haven't written anything down for this one, to be honest with you.
Wow, look at all these. Sorry, just sort my cards out. I was gonna. This is now upside down. Now I've got to change
This
this
is
around.
top quality
Jeez
content.
Louise. I was gonna say. I think that's all. That's everything, isn't it, Declan?
You did all that just to go.
Yeah.
I think that.
No, I've written down something about our dear friend.
Oh,
I haven't written it down.
Nathan.
I have. No,
Oh, Heather.
Heather.
Yeah.
So,
have
you got anything else you want to say first before bringing this up?
No, crack on.
How does a lot of charity work? Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Do you know this?
Yeah.
I know why you're saying, oh God. So she does a lot of work for a charity called the 501st Legion.
Yeah, I know. You do, tell me.
And that is a charity of Star Wars fans who they try and make the bad guys seem good. And that's even me trying to dumb it down. That's it. That's a charity, and she does a lot of work for that. I don't know why. Do you know why? Star Wars fan?
That looks like he wants to die.
Star Wars fan?
All I will say about Heather
Yeah.
is we say a lot of stuff on here that makes her seem weird.
Mm.
Because
You don't say.
if you write down the stuff she does, it seems odd. But when you meet her,
Mm.
she makes it feel very normal. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? She's very good at making it seem like
Yeah.
she's the normal one. And you always know she's not in your head.
Yeah.
But she's so good at it, you're just like, oh yeah. That's what people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get this gecko off my shoulder. Yeah.
They're talking out their ass.
What? You said something earlier about Eva.
Did I?
Yeah. I don't know what you said. What you said.
Anyway, just wrap it up before we test something else.
That's the end.
Oh, next week.
Oh.
Next week we're talking. You're leading it.
Yeah, next week I'm leading, and it's about movies, pop culture,
Pop culture.
movies. Yeah. So I don't know.
Sick.
Carry on.
See ya.
Thank you for watching this Guzzlr video.